Year A, Lesson 17, Faithful in Affliction. Tuesday's lesson is entitled The Next Test. Memory verse. 1 Corinthians chapter 4 verse 9. We have been made a spectacle to the world, both to angels and to men. Our Bible reference is found in Job chapter 2. At the next meeting with his angels, God asked Satan the same question he had asked before. And God reminded him that Job had stayed faithful in spite of his terrible losses. What sarcastic answer did Satan give? Job chapter 2 verses 3 to 5. And the Lord said unto Satan, Hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and an upright man, one that feareth God and escheweth evil? And still he holdeth fast his integrity, although thou movedst me against him to destroy him without cause. And Satan answered the Lord and said, Skin for skin, yea, all that a man hath will he give for his life. But put forth thine hand now, and touch his bone and his flesh, and he will curse thee to thy face. Once more, there was no way to prove that Satan was wrong except to permit him to bring physical suffering to Job. What did God say, and what did Satan immediately do? Job chapter 2, verses 6 to 8. And the Lord said unto Satan, Behold, he is thine hand, but save his life. So went Satan forth from the presence of the Lord, and smote Job with sore boils from the sole of his foot unto his crown. And he took him a potsherd to scrape himself withal, and he sat down among the ashes. Even Job's wife couldn't understand why he was still faithful to God. Why not just do something so bad that God would surely let him die? What did Job say about her suggestion? Job chapter 2 verses 9 and 10. Then said his wife unto him, Dost thou still retain thine integrity? Curse God and die. But he said unto her, Thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaketh. What, shall we receive good at the hand of God, and shall we not receive evil? In all this did not Job sin with his lips. Remember, Job was the greatest of all the people of the East. So, of course, he had many friends. When three of them who lived in other places heard of the terrible things that had happened, they decided to visit and comfort him. While Job's three friends had heard that he was suffering, they were shocked when they saw him. For 7 days and nights they just sat silently on the ground with him. His condition was so pitiful, they couldn't think of anything they could say to comfort him. But even though his three friends must have felt truly sorry for him, they were all thinking that he must have done some terrible sins to deserve such horrible punishments from God. At last, at the end of the 7 long days, Job started talking. And when he stopped, his friends spoke one by one. In chapters 3 through 31, we can read the conversations between poor Job and his three friends. Over and over, the friends insisted that Job must have done things that caused God to send such severe punishments. But Job kept insisting that he hadn't done anything to deserve what had happened, and he couldn't understand why God let him suffer so terribly. Let's apply it. Would you still be loyal to God if you were Job?